self-reflection of your life living as a neurodivergent person. Let's explore. How often do you do self-reflection in your life? Just anybody. How often do you do it? If you have a business, how often do you visit your business plan, your financials, your marketing? Like, how often do you do it? Most people set a time in their calendar to, or there's certain milestones in their world, their life. So it could be New Year's, new beginnings. It could be it's midway of the year. It could be a birthday that they go, right, we're going to reassess, we're going to reevaluate. Or it could be when a challenge comes up. I find, as a person who has ADHD and autism traits, I find that I do a big self-reflection and then I go, right, okay, so in my life, I've let this go, I've let this go, I've let this go. Like gardening, I worked my backside off to get my garden in order. And now it's out of control again because I have not been out there. And what I realized in my reflections just this week, as I'm working on new things as part of my business, I'm like, man, I'm all in to the exclusion of everything else. And if something outside of what I'm focused on, so at the moment I'm focused on my courses and being able to put those together so they can be delivered in a different way. So people have choice, two ways: self-paced, work at your own pace, or access and drip fed. Right, so the drip fed's already done. I'm just creating it into a self-paced one because sometimes that's what people want. People-pleasing skill there. But so because I'm focused on that and my other project, my garden hasn't been done. It has not been done in months, to the point where when I look out my backyard, I go, oh my gosh, my paper's disappeared because the weeds came through. I shouldn't be laughing at that and I should not be proud of that. But I actually go, it is what it is. It is literally what it is. And as I look out my other window where there's normally stones and there is weed mat, then there's this beautiful grass that's just blowing in the wind. I'm just looking at it now and it's just blowing in the wind. It's having a great old time out there. Like, oh my gosh, the hours upon hours that I spent in getting everything in order, everything weeded, everything back in control. We had hot days, we had colder days and lots of rain, and everything is just gone, let's grow, let's be seen. Why am I laughing about this when it's going to, overwhelm is going to hit. I'm going to be honest. Overwhelm is going to hit when I walk out there with the whippersnipper and go, where do I start? But what I love about being me and living with these traits is that I can actually accept it. So someone else can walk in and judge it. You might even judge this video and go, but if you just do a little bit every week, it won't be a problem. And you're like, you don't know my life. You don't know how my brain works, because to stop what I'm focused on, what I have energy in, to go and do something such as pull a few weeds, whilst that might sound simple to you, it's really not that simple for me. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I can't do it. It's because there's no dopamine for me. So it doesn't help me feel good to do this. But what it does do is remind me that I am a person that does really well hyper-focusing. And I've also noticed, and I'm just curious if you have too, that when you are hyper-focused and you're doing something and then you have to stop it to go and do something else, that's really annoying. The other thing, even though you might want to do it, it's really annoying. And I find that changing between, say, gardening. So let's just say I got into my gardening. If I have to stop my gardening because it's getting dark, good point, right? But Or I have to stop it because the battery to the whippersnipper needs charging. Or I have to stop it because I have to go to another appointment, or I have to take a call, or someone's coming to visit. It's kind of like all of that is an intrusion in my hyper-focus, get the job done. And I have this sense for me of I have to get this done now. And if I can't get it done, I actually feel bad. And I get annoyed with myself because I'm like, you had 8 hours to do that. We timed it. We went, half hour per this bit. And, because that's what I do as part of my planning is I'm like, this is going to take this much time. Nobody ring me, nobody do anything else. And for goodness sakes, please, body, don't need to have food. And I laugh about this for myself because if I don't, I would cry. I would literally cry. And I would spend a lot of time crying and getting nothing done because I know for me to start, I have to know that I can finish. And to break things down, it can be overwhelming if I don't break it down. If somebody just walked in now and said, come on, let's go do your gardening, I'd like, yeah, hell no. No, that is not happening. Why is it not happening? Because I haven't prepared for that. I haven't got my mental plan. I haven't checked that I have what I need to do that. Just a tip, I have more than enough. I have all the tools that I need. In fact, I had excess. Because often I would put them somewhere and I couldn't find them, so I'd go and buy another one. But living my unapologetic life, like unapologetically me life, living with autism and ADHD traits and accepting them and being able to laugh about it and accepting it at a level of I'm not happy with my garden, but I know that today I just have to close the curtains and not look at it because I've got another job that's more important to do. And let's just let it grow a little bit longer and then we'll just go out and do it. It's got to be the right time. It's got to be mentally, emotionally prepared because otherwise I won't get it done because the overwhelm will be physically taxing. I'm just curious if anyone else can connect to this. This is what we're going to do more podcasts on, more content on, like longer content on this. It's called Unapologetically Me, Living with Autism and ADHD. And, and we've got the books, Embracing Me, which is all about living with autism and ADHD. It's about loving who you are and accepting where you're at and then going, okay, I know that about me. Probably not going to change it, or I'll work on it a little bit, and embracing who you are.